Hello everybody, welcome to the most recent episode of Marvel's Most Powerful. I realise Comics Explained has just picked up doing his Marvel's Cosmic Hierarchy, so that'll be pretty interesting to watch. I don't think that our lists will be hugely different, although there will be some characters that will show up in mine that I'm pretty sure won't show up in theirs, and it doesn't make either of them wrong. I mean, we've read different comics. I mean, he's read more comics than me, but we've read different comics, and a lot of it's open to interpretation because a bunch of these characters have never fought each other, so there's no real point in trying to validate anything. It's mostly opinion. So, anyways, coming in at number 20, I have got a Beyonder. This is not the Beyonder you're thinking of. It's not the guy from Secret Wars 1984 by Jim Shooter. It's the guy from Secret Wars 2015 by Jonathan Hickman, and they are a member of a race called the Beyonders. Now, the Beyonders, as a race, are so powerful they basically just created all life, then got a bit bored with it, made an experiment, destroyed the whole multiverse. That's what they do. They're basically scientists and explorers in a sense, and they are completely omnipotent and all powerful. They are so powerful that it took one Beyonder to take out eternity, infinity, every single cosmic entity from almost every single universe in the whole of the Marvel multiverse. That's how powerful these guys are. They can be stopped because, Doctor Doom managed to outsmart them because of their one big flaw, which is why they're a little bit lower down on this list, is that they can't travel through time. That's the one thing that they can't do. And why can they not do that? The plot, because if they could travel through time, then they would be completely unstoppable and it would be boring to tell a story about them. I won't ruin how the whole thing ends, but that is the Beyonders at number 20. Coming in at number 19 is the Star brand. Now, the Builders, you guys remember the Builders from way back down the list? The Builders, in a desperate attempt to kind of safeguard the whole of the multiverse from the Beyonders, is they use, it's not really explained how they did this, but they shot these cannons onto all these different Earths, or at least the ones that were still around, and wherever these lasers landed, you had all these beings, like these powerful beings come up, and one of them is a Star brand. And this is basically an interplanetary defense system with pretty much the ability to overcome any threat. Now, the Star brand that we mainly focus on is the one of 616, the main Marvel universe, and they are insanely powerful. They, in the end, the reason why I'm putting them above the Beyonders is that near the end, they actually do destroy a Beyonder, which definitely puts them ranking higher in power than a Beyonder, although I think that this whole being able to overcome any threat or anything has got a limit. So that's why they're in at number 19. Number 18 is Multi-Eternity, or I think it's the 9th or something iteration of Eternity, or maybe the 8th. But this version of Eternity is meant to be the most powerful. It just got clarified in, I think it's Al Ewing's Ultimates or something like that. But I think that this Eternity is more powerful than any of the other firmaments put together, which is pretty awesome, and it's the current one, and it's been heavily implied they're the most powerful. Now, these are literally embodiments of entire multiverses. So, if you think about it, I was speaking about the Marquis of Death. The Marquis of Death is just a guy in that multiverse. It's insane. I mean, he could have tried and destroyed the universes within it, but he's just a guy, and he's basically just a little guy in this whole big picture that's around him, and that is multi-eternity. It's, what if the multiverse could get up and walk around? And now, coming in at number 17, the one that we've all been waiting for, the Living Tribunal. Why have I put him so low, you may be wondering. The Living Tribunal nowadays is sort of used as a kind of punching bag by Marvel for someone to show that they're powerful. It used to be Galactus, but now he's not strong enough anymore. It used to be like, oh, you beat up Galactus, so now they're really powerful. Now it's, you beat up the Living Tribunal, that makes you really powerful. The Living Tribunal was created by Jim Starlin, I think, or Stan Lee, or one of the two. And their whole thing is to safeguard the magical energy in the universe, and their whole deal with their powers is that they should be powerful enough to overcome any magical level of power in the universe. So, for example, you take Scarlet Witch, MJ Scarlet Witch. Insanely powerful, they're a little lower on the list. But MJ Scarlet Witch goes, and then they take the magic of one universe, and they take the magic of another universe, and then they take the magic of the whole multiverse. They're insanely powerful, but the Living Tribunal still must be powerful enough to defeat them, and they will always be able to defeat them if they're a magical threat. That's the Living Tribunal. They're also the cosmic judge of all realities. They judge a bunch of stuff. They're able to stop the Infinity Gems working, which is, it's interesting, but it's not really... I mean, all of these characters are pretty much stronger than the Infinity Gems put together easily, because they're all multiversal level threats. So, coming in at number 16 is PreRetcon Beyonder. This guy is nuts. PreRetcon Beyonder came in Jim Shooter's Secret Wars 1984, I think, and... They're just so nuts. They basically appeared out of completely nowhere and crunched the universe because they just did whatever they want with it. And they were so powerful that only the Molecule Man could defeat them. And the Living Tribunal said that this guy is more powerful than me. Now, they were nerfed later and put back to like the power of half a cosmic cube or something like that, because they came up with the Molecule Man and the Beyonder are two halves of a cosmic cube. That's great, but this is the PreRetcon Beyonder, and that's how powerful they were. They were wildly powerful. There's someone that he said he saw someone die and he got sad and he looked away and he's like, oh yeah, I just went and killed death. He's just so powerful. Only PreRetcon Molecule Man, I think, was able to beat him. I think Doctor Doom had something to do with it, but I haven't actually read the story. I just know a bit about it. But I will buy that story and I'll do a cover on it if you guys want. Pop down in the comment section if you want to. So, coming in now above PreRetcon Beyonder in number 15 is Cosmic Immortal Hulk. Now, I believe this is in, I think it's Immortal Hulk, the whole story of Immortal Hulk, where it shows that he's actually a being made by the one below all, who is even higher up on this list, and basically it's shown they can completely never die. That's the thing with Hulk, you can't kill them, unless you're Deadpool. In some of these Deadpool comics, for some reason, he can do it. But I think you can do stuff like erase Hulk from existence, but you can never actually kill him. And the Cosmic Immortal Hulk is the Hulk with the power, or at least some power, from the one below all, and they're just going around punching stuff. They just like smash through Earth. They're more powerful than the Living Tribunal that's been shown. They're more powerful than every sentient being that's ever existed. Although they say that in the story, but you never really know if that's completely true, because there are stories that have come after it with certainly very powerful characters. The Cosmic Immortal Hulk is by far the most strongest version of Hulk ever to exist. I think they may be physically the most powerful being ever. It's the most angry version of the Hulk we've ever seen, and they've got the power of the one below all, who is wildly powerful, and they're even higher up on this list. So, coming in at number 14 is an Ivory King. Remember the Beyonders that we were talking about? An Ivory King is meant to be the strongest version of the Beyonders, the most powerful of the Beyonders. So it was revealed later that when they got nerfed, when they got nerfed, the Beyonder was shown to be a child of the race of the Beyonders, and so it kind of messed up a bit how they were more powerful than the Living Tribunal. But the Ivory Kings are the most powerful guys from the Beyonders race, and the Ivory Kings, they are so strong. 3 of them took down the Living Tribunal. Now, I was kind of questioning, could one of them beat the Living Tribunal? But they really beat the Living Tribunal. It wasn't even a contest. I'm pretty sure it lasted like half a page, this fight. So the Ivory Kings are ranking far above the Living Tribunal. Well, 3 places, but they're above the Living Tribunal in power. And they basically got the powers of the normal Beyonders, but just amped up a little bit more, I would say. So, coming in at number 13, probably one of my favourite characters ever in comics, Black Priest Doctor Strange. You may be saying, why is he so high up on this list? I will give a valid explanation. So, Black Priest Doctor Strange, for those of you who don't know, we've talked about the Black Priests before. They're sort of a multiversal defense system. Think of them as the white blood cells of the multiverse, and you'd have a Black Priest, and then you'd have 3 more of them, and they would connect together these like cool helmets they had, and they could basically speak these words and just do anything. Now, that's great, but you need multiple Black Priests to be able to actually do something. Now, the thing with Black Priest Doctor Strange is that he doesn't need any other Black Priests to come and connect with his head or anything. He doesn't need that connection with the helmet. He speaks full words, and he's so OP. This is the most powerful Doctor Strange we have ever seen. MJ Scarlet Witch, no contest. This is the most powerful magical being ever. Black Priest Doctor Strange is by far the most powerful magical being we have ever seen or ever encountered. Why? Because he can do anything. That's it. completely anything. No boundaries as to what he can do. He could go and he could blow up universes by speaking one word. He was able to stop all of the Ex Nihili and the Starbrand and Thor and Hyperion with one word. Now, Starbrand was already strong enough to destroy a Beyonder, and this guy easily, with complete ease, stopped him. Black Priest Doctor Strange went around the multiverse, fighting off the map makers, and he basically, it's just insane how powerful he is. I love this character so much, and he looks awesome. I would say Black Priest Doctor Strange certainly ranks above the Living Tribunal. If he can speak the words to be able to destroy the Living Tribunal, he can completely destroy him. That's in my opinion, though. We never saw any of that happen, and the only reason that Black Priest Doctor Strange was eventually, he was never actually defeated, but the Black Priest ended up being destroyed by the Black Swans, because once the Black Priest invaded the Library of Worlds of the Black Swans, they went into a place called a Quiet Room where no words could be spoken, so all the Black Priests, basically, they only spoke the words, so they all died because they couldn't say anything. However, Black Priest Doctor Strange did survive, was eventually captured, but he did survive because, as well as being Black Priest Doctor Strange, he is the Sorcerer Supreme, and he is not just any normal Sorcerer Supreme that we've seen. He's not like the Doctor Strange that we see in the movies. He's not like the normal Doctor Strange we see in the comics. Black Priest Doctor Strange is like, he's got the words, so he can do completely anything he wants when he's speaking them, but also he has got the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme, using every single artifact he's got. The most powerful stuff that the Sorcerer Supreme has, Black Priest Doctor Strange is also using it, which is why I love this character so much. He is so cool. I would even say that without the Black Priest part of Doctor Strange, just that normal Doctor Strange could even go toe-to-toe with M-Day Scarlet Witch. That is how powerful they are. Their one weakness is that they are only as powerful as the normal Doctor Strange if they can't speak the words. So if for some reason you could catch them off guard and make them not be able to speak, then it would be like defeating a very, very strong Doctor Strange. So that's my rant about Black Priest Doctor Strange and how cool he is off. So, number 12 is Akhenaten. Akhenaten was a pharaoh, but it's kind of hazy about how they died, and it turns out, I'm going to link this with number 11, which is the Celestial Order. So, these all came in one big story by Jim Starlin called Marvel The End, where it's shown that there was a group of guys called the Celestial Order who found this artifact, and this artifact was called the Heart of the Universe. Basically a plot device, complete plot device, just another wildly strong power for Thanos to acquire later in the story. But the Celestial Order found it and were able to channel the very energy of the universe. Now, the thing with the Heart of the Universe is that it seemed to grant you limitless power. Well, yeah, like everything on here. But the thing about the Heart of the Universe, you may think, oh, it's just a universal level power. But the Heart of the Universe was able to, Thanos with the Heart of the Universe was able to destroy and become the whole universe. And in doing so, he absorbed the Living Tribunal. The Living Tribunal is a multiversal character, but the Living Tribunal did show up to stop Thanos with the Heart of the Universe, and then eventually he had to absorb him. But what makes Akhenaten and Thanos with the Heart of the Universe a bit different? Thanos with the Heart of the Universe is much higher up than the Celestial Order or Akhenaten, because the Celestial Order only siphoned off power from the Heart of the Universe. Thanos did something different with it that I'm going to talk about later. Akhenaten was granted a tiny portion of that power of the Heart of the Universe by the Celestial Order. The Celestial Order was so strong, literally no sentient beings in any comic thingy could ever beat them. Only like ultra high tier cosmic entities could beat these guys. But they were so wildly powerful that even the Defenders couldn't beat these guys. I mean, you had like Thanos and Silver Surfer and the Hulk. They could do nothing. They could do nothing. It wasn't even a fight. They just got completely wrecked by these guys. Now, Akhenaten is slightly less powerful because he got a tiny bit of the power of the Celestial Order. They siphoned off a little bit of power to them, and in the end Thanos does end up doing something completely different with it. So number 12 Akhenaten, number 11 is the Celestial Order, who are the original guys who found the Heart of the Universe. So that is it for this episode. I'll be doing number 10 all the way up to number 5 next time. So yeah, that's about it from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please subscribe or like and share all that stuff if you enjoyed it. I was also thinking, could you put down in the comment section any comics you'd like for me to do some breakdowns or reviews or not remaster, but just go through them and explain them and stuff like that? Because I saw Comics Explained do some stuff like that, and I thought it was really awesome. So I thought maybe I could do something like that, maybe with I don't know, run up to Secret Wars, or maybe Jim Starlin's Infinity Saga, or something like that.